Iconic NBA moves have shaped basketball's evolution in culture, from skyhooks and slam dunks to crossover dribbles and fadeaways. These signature plays showcase individual brilliance while influencing new generations. As they captivate fans worldwide, these moves symbolize the sport's dynamic artistry and enduring legacy. Welcome to Eternity Hoops. We bring you part 2 of the Top 10 Signature Moves in NBA History, where we showcase some of the most iconic signature moves used throughout the history of the NBA. If you haven't seen part 1 yet, go check that out. It will be linked in the description down below. In that part 1 video, we showed the likes of Carmelo Anthony, LeBron James, Allen Iverson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and more. To kick us off for part 2, we head to San Antonio for the first of 2 Spurs legends on this list. Number 10. Manu Ginobili and his famous Euro step start us off at number 10. The longtime sixth-man legend for the San Antonio Spurs team that won 5 championships in the 2000s to 2010s took an old-school move and perfected it, making it his own. Ginobili came to the NBA in 2002 after playing 3 seasons in the Italian Basketball League and made an instant impact, averaging 12.5 points a game off the bench in his first 4 seasons. His favorite way to score came from attacking the defense and then hitting them with his patented Euro step to get to the rack for an uncontested layup. A move so simple to execute, but used so effectively, helped Ginobili reach the ultimate team and individual success, winning 5 championships and ending up in the Hall of Fame. Number 9. The only celebration that finds its way onto today's list comes in at number 9 with the Dikembe Mutombo finger wag. A celebration so famous and so iconic, it still appears in commercials today. Mutombo is one of the best shot blockers in NBA history, sitting at number 2 on the all-time list with 3,289 blocks. Standing at 7 feet 2 inches tall and blocking shots on the regular, it became his trademark to let his opponents know that they had no chance with a simple wag of the finger after his blocks. Number 8. Number 8 on the list is Rajon Rondo and his signature fake behind-the-back pass. One of the all-time great assist men in NBA history, Rondo's flashy passing and high IQ allowed him to pick defenses apart by getting his teammates easy baskets. Rondo knew defenses were keen to his passing abilities and pass-first play style, so he used that to his advantage. Rondo started to use these fake behind-the-back passes to move his defender off him and into the passing lane, giving him a free lane to attack the rim. The success rate on this was nearly 100%, as it was pure instincts for defenders to try and switch to his teammate after the fake pass. It was one of the most fascinating and entertaining signature moves to watch in all of NBA history, which is why it has a spot on this list. Rondo is truly one of the most underrated point guards of the 2010s and a true basketball genius. Number 7. The second iconic passing move to make the list finds its way to number 7, and it comes from the great Magic Johnson. When Magic entered the league, he was something nobody had ever seen before. A 6'9" athletic point guard who would dazzle the crowd with electrifying passes. His most iconic being the no-looker. Magic had this perfected and would cause havoc for the defenders as they never knew what he was going to do. Magic's flashy passing and special talent brought so much hype and excitement to the team, they were given the nickname the Showtime Lakers. Finishing his career with 10,141 assists and an endless highlight reel of those flashy passes, he is still considered one of the greatest passers ever today. Number 6. One of the most underrated scorers to ever play the game of basketball slots in at number 6. A talent so undeniable and so cold, he was nicknamed the Iceman. Sitting at number 18 on the all-time NBA scoring list with 26,595 points is George Gervin and his famous finger roll. The finger roll is used in basketball at every single level today, but was rarely used even in the NBA before Iceman. While he gives the credit to Dr. Julius Erving for it, the finger roll will always be remembered as the signature scoring move for one of the all-time great scorers in league history. Number 5. There have been many great ball handlers to come through the NBA, guys, who can hit you with a plethora of moves in quick succession to get to their spots. Guys like Kyrie Irving, Jamal Crawford, Steph Curry, and more. But there have been few great ball handlers who can deliver one simple move over and over again and get it to work just as well as it did the first time. Tim Hardaway was one of those guys, and for that, he notches a top 5 spot on the list. His signature 1-2 crossover helped him blow by defenders for years, and it wasn't much more than a hezzy under the legs followed by a crossover the other way. The simplest of combo moves, and it was borderline unstoppable. The setup under the legs would freeze guys just long enough to bring the ball back the other way and blow right by them. This move is now a staple in the league, used as a setup move or as the go move, just as Hardaway did. Number 4. No man in the history of the NBA was more feared than Shaquille O'Neal. Arguably the most dominant athlete in the history of the league at the peak of his powers, the 7'1", 330-pound beast dominated the paint for years and lands at number 4 on the list. Not only was Shaq freakishly strong, he was also wildly athletic for a man his size, and he used this in combination with his power to embarrass any defender who tried to check him on the low block. Shaq's spin move would have defenders lost, as they'd be anticipating some sort of power move when he would hit them with the spin, gaining the advantage and finishing with an easy dunk. Shaq was a joy to watch, as you'd see his power spin move and be just as shocked as the defender guarding him was. One of the all-time greats dominated on the low block, leading to 4 championship rings, 3 of them coming in a row alongside Kobe Bryant with the Los Angeles Lakers. Number 3. The second San Antonio Spur on the list comes in at number 3 and is none other than the all-time great Tim Duncan. Duncan was drafted first overall in the '97 NBA draft and went on to win 5 championships and 2 MVPs. And he did so by playing simple basketball. Duncan dominated the game with moves that every kid growing up playing basketball learned at their first practice or training camp. He was so dominant with simple everyday moves that he earned the nickname Mr. Fundamental. The simplest of moves he used, and used often, was the old-fashioned bank shot. It is said that in the 06-07 season, Tim Duncan took 165 bank shots and made 116 of them, a remarkable 70%. Tim would catch the ball on the low block, turn to face up his defender, and just rise up and hit a bank shot. So easy, yet so hard to stop. At 6'11", it was tough for defenders to block or even phase Duncan's shot. So he did it over and over again. Number 2. Over the span of 76 years, the league has seen many great players and great scorers, but maybe none greater than number 2 on the list, Michael Jordan. Finishing his 15-year career with 32,292 points, putting him 5th on the all-time NBA scoring list, MJ's freak athletic ability allowed him to score at the rack with ease. But his most deadly scoring move was his iconic fadeaway jumper. Jordan used the fadeaway to create space between him and his defender, giving him an easier look at the rim. He used this out of the post from the mid-range off spot-ups. He used it whenever he could, and it worked for him more often than not. This move was so legendary that it has been copied over and over ever since, most notably by another all-time great in Kobe Bryant. Number 1. The only man to win a ring during the Jordan Bulls' reign in the 1990s is number 1 on the list. Albeit, Hakeem Olajuwon won his 2 NBA championship rings, while the majority of those seasons, Jordan was off playing Major League Baseball. But still, in the middle of the Jordan-Pippen 6-ring reign, Olajuwon led his Houston Rockets to back-to-back championships in '94-95, and he did so with his elite post play. Offensively and defensively, Olajuwon dominated the paint, which is why he is considered to be one of the 15 best players to ever play the game. His offensive skills stemmed from his ability to dislodge his defenders with just a few steps and a shake. A simple move executed flawlessly became so dominant it was given the nickname the Dream Shake, and it was all it took for him to beat the defender and put in an easy uncontested bucket. Hakeem used the Dream Shake footwork all over the paint to get him hook shots, fadeaways, and of course dunks. One of the most beautiful moves in basketball that his opponents called unguardable propelled Hakeem to the 1994 MVP and the aforementioned 2 rings, which is why it sits in the top spot on part 2 of the list. Throughout league history, there have been plenty of great players who have implemented their own signature moves to dominate the game, inspiring the generation after them. On today's list, we captured 10 of those iconic moves. If you enjoyed this video and enjoy NBA content like this, please remember to leave a like and subscribe. Until next time, this was part 2 of our Top 10 Signature Moves in NBA History series.